Thank you, Ms. Jean. I did want to respond quickly. I'm going to tell the superintendent how he can be more open and transparent about it. We can do what Indiana did, and it said if you want to take, they have a voucher program, and those private and parochial schools that take kids with vouchers submit themselves to the full range of accountability measures that are in place as a matter of public policy. Not just the kids who come there with a voucher, but every kid who attends those schools has to take those standardized tests. They have to achieve the school performance score. They have to get the letter grade. Everything that's involved in public policy. And when you do that, you don't just have choice, you have informed choice. Because you know your child may be at a C school today, you don't have a clue whether that's an A, B, C, D, or F school that you might want to send them to. But if they have to take these tests and post the results and get the school performance scores, you do know. And if you want the public dollars, you ought to have the public policy. That's a very, very simple concept, and that would be more transparent. And I think that would be a better system. And let me tell you where the real fear that I have. As I sit here today, not having read the legislation, I don't believe more than a couple of thousand kids at most are going to leave our public schools on a voucher and go to, at least initially. I don't know what comes down the road. So we're not, this measure that we're talking about, if this is where our focus is going to be, if this is how we're going to improve educational opportunity and outcomes, then we are still ignoring the biggest problem. And those are the schools that are not performing well. And that's where we need to be focusing our time and attention. And I will refuse to be labeled someone who wants to preserve the status quo as hard as I fight to improve the education that's available for our kids in this state. But just because I don't agree with a specific proposal does not mean that I am for the status quo or that I am defending the system as we have. We can have good faith, reasonable differences of opinion about the best way to improve the educational opportunities and outcomes. And when I disagree with the governor, I'm not out there joining the coalition for the preservation of the status quo or whatever label he wants to put on it. Okay, that's not what this is about. And we can, in good faith, sit down as reasonable people, and Superintendent White and I have already done that. And we've had a lunch and we've had this conversation. So there is so much more that we ought to be talking about. And about open enrollment. If you don't think that the private and parochial schools will find a way to cherry pick the kids that they accept on those vouchers, you didn't just eat a seafood lunch. Because they are going to counsel them out. The student who comes 2 or 3 grades behind his classmates, they're going to counsel them out. We don't have the reading recovery programs. We don't have the special education teachers. Yeah, we can take your kid, but your kid would be better off in the traditional public school. The next kid who comes in, who's 200 pounds and he's 6 feet tall, and he runs a 4.340, well, come on in, son, we got work to do. Okay? I promise you that is how this is going to happen. So this notion about open enrollment, don't believe it for a second. Don't believe it for a second. That's not the way it's going to work, and we can't write it and make it work that way.